Thank you everyone for joining us today's Levittown Public Library Stretch Fusion class with Debbie. Today is Thursday, April 6th at approximately 1:30 p.m. Go ahead, Debbie.
All right, welcome everybody. Busy weekend, busy day for a lot of us. So I want to welcome you to class. I just want to mention a couple of things for you. We're going to be working on our balance, a little bit of coordination in our stretch fusion class today. Balance is so very, very important. As we age, we start losing our sense of balance. So your chair is here for support. If you need it, we will be doing the class in 3 parts. One would be our standing part, one would be seated stretches, and then the third part we will be down on the mat. I'll try to keep that a little bit briefer so that those of you who may not be comfortable down on a mat can choose to either stay in your chairs and do some of those stretches, or at that point in time, you don't feel that you have to do anything that you don't want to do. If you have any injuries or issues with any parts, we all have some issues somewhere, whether it's shoulders, your wrists, your hips, knees, whatever it is, don't move or stretch that part if it causes any pain. Don't just do something because I say so. If we're reaching all the way up and that's not good for you, then you reach where it is good for you, or stretch in a way that is good for you. Feel free to modify anything that you need to modify. So we are going to start standing first. So if you'll all stand up, and we're just going to get the body used to moving. We're just going to do a little bit of what I call pedaling. You're going to just lift your heels as you bend your knees, and you're kind of shifting your hips side to side, just kind of warming up the body a little bit. And we're just going to add some arm and breathing to that. As we bring the arms up, we're going to inhale. So inhale as everything comes up, and exhale down. And if the foot movement is annoying, you can just stop at any time. Inhale up, exhale down. One more like this. Inhale up, exhale down, and then you can just stop the foot movement, just settle down your feet. So we are going to do some what I call climbing stretches. You're going to start with your right hand. You're going to be reaching up as high as you can, as if you're climbing up a ladder, and then just reach with the other arm. So one arm comes down, the other arm comes up. Go to your full range of motion, whatever that might be, and just taking it all the way up, and other side, and up, and reach. We're going to go for one more each side, all the way up. It's almost like that good morning yawn stretch, all the way up, and then just bring your arms down. All right, we're going to do a little bit of, I call it a free-flowing cat-cow, kind of borrowed from yoga a little bit, where you're going to bring your arms to the side. You're going to circle your arms up and around as you tuck your chin and tuck your hips. So you're forming, I'm turning sideways so that you can see. So nice deep inhale as you just curl everything, and then bring it back, open up. And again, just curl and tuck, and open up. We're going to go for 3 more. Just curl and tuck, pull that belly button in, and reach. Last 2, just bring it up, and back, and up, and back. Let's just go for 1 more, just bringing it all the way up and all the way down. All right, so we're going to do some arm circles up and around. Again, your circles are small if you have an issue, big if you don't. Palms face forward. We're just going to go 5 forward, 5 back, just reaching all the way up. As you come down, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So these are nice and slow and full range, all the way up and around for 2. Taking it up and around for 3. Bringing it up and around for 4. 1 more. Up and around for 5. Now we're going to reverse by the circle, taking it back and around for 1. And up and around for 2. And back and around for 3. 2 more coming up and around for 4. Last one, up and around for 5 and taking it down. So now sometimes when we exercise and move one body part, we focus so much that we don't realize we're either holding our breath or tensing our neck. So one good neck release that I do sometimes in between several exercises, just to kind of release any tension that you may have, is keeping your shoulders level, keep the chin level like you're sliding it on a shelf. You're going to look all the way over your right shoulder. Then you're just going to gently drop your chin, roll it across your chest from right to left, and then come center. And now opposite direction, look all the way over the left shoulder, drop your chin, roll it across your chest from left to right. And then look center. It's a great neck release to do if you've been seated at a computer, if you're working, if you're reading a book, and you feel that you need that little bit of tension break. It really does work wonders. All right, so we are going to kind of get in tune with our body. They call it the mind-body connection. And for those of us who maybe aren't used to exercising, you might have a hard time. You know what the brain is telling your body to do, but sometimes the body doesn't do that. And I see that with people who are not used to exercising. So we're just going to be rocking ourselves a little bit forward on the balls of the feet, not enough that you're going to fall, hopefully not. Chair is there if you need to, but just shifting your weight. I'm turning sideways so that you can see. I'm just shifting my weight forward. I'm on the balls of my feet, very lightly lifting the weight from my heels. And then we're just coming back to center. We're going to go again, balls of the feet, just rocking a little bit forward. You can feel your toes, especially if you're barefoot, gripping to get your balance, and then come back to center. Now we're going to rock back. Be super careful with this. Just put the pressure in your heels, slightly lifting the weight from your toes, but not enough that you're going to go off balance. And then just bring yourself back to center. It's so slight, so subtle a movement. And again, just lean it back a little bit, lift the weight off of the balls of your feet, and then come back to center. So now we're going to speed it up a tiny bit. Again, have something nearby if you think you need it. We're just going to rock forward and back tiny, very little, just rocking forward, rocking back. Get that center of balance. Feel where you're coming into that center where you normally would be standing. Just rocking forward and back a little bit. Just a few more. One more in each direction. And then bringing yourself right to that centered position where all the weight is distributed equally on your feet. All right. So we are going to go into a little bit of balance. And before we do that, I want you inside your shoes, if you have your shoes on, to lift your toes up, not the balls of your feet, not what we just did, but lift the toes up. Try to spread them apart if you can, and then drop them down. So we're not rocking, not lifting, changing weight, lift the toes up again. So I'm just kind of doing with my hands in case you can't see my toes, and then just coming down. We're going to go 2 more times. Lift the toes up. Place them down 1 more time, lift the toes up and place them down. All right. So think of what you felt with the ground under your feet, where you feel stable, where you feel unstable, and that spot that you're grounded. So we are going to go into some balance now, specific balance training. All your weight is going to be on your left foot. We're going to lift the right foot to a count of 4. We're going to hold it. Let's hold it for 6 and then lower it down for 4. And if you want to practice stuff at home each week, try holding it up longer. 6 becomes 8, 8 becomes 10, until you're holding it for, I don't know, half hour or so. All right. All right. So hand near the chair if you need it, hand on the hips or anywhere that's comfortable for you. Right leg comes up, bringing it up, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it down. 2, 3, and 4. And again, bringing it up. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, take it down. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to try for 2 more, bringing it up. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, take it down. 2, 3, and 4. Look at something that's not moving. It helps. Bring it up. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it down. 2, 3, and 4. So be mindful. Where did you feel it? The leg you were standing on was doing all the work. The one that's coming up and down really wasn't doing that as much. You probably felt it in the calf, in the ankle area. So at the same time you're practicing your balance, you're also working on your strength, and having strong ankles will also help you prevent falls, in addition to having better balance. So we lose it, you have to practice it. So we're gonna, before we go on to the other side, we're gonna do a few things on one side, then on the other. So you're gonna take that right leg, the one that you were lifting up and down, in front of the left, heel to toe. Leave a slight gap in between just so one foot doesn't catch on the other. So I call this on a tightrope. And we're just going to rock forward and lift the back heel up, similar to what we did with both feet, but a little different. That right foot in front, it helps you out a little bit. And now slowly rock back, lift those front toes up. Taking it forward, back heel comes up. Taking it back, front toes up. 2 more times, take it forward, lift your back heel up. Take it back, lift the front toes up. 1 last time, take it forward, the back heel is up. Take it back, front toes up. And you're going to lower the front toes, but stay on your tightrope. So now we're going to add 1 more level of difficulty or intensity. If that's too much for you, continue your rocking. You don't have to go to the next step if you feel that's not safe for you, or you hold on. So we're going to actually pick up that front foot, pick up the right foot, put it behind the left. And now pick it up and put it back where it was. So now we're adding a little more movement to our balance training. Pick it up, put it behind. And put it back in front. 2 more, pick it up, back. And bring it in front. Last time, take it behind. Put it in front, stay on your tightrope. So now we're going to take 6 taps to get that right foot behind the left. Think of the numbers, placement of numbers on a clock. So we're going to take 6 taps over to your right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bringing it back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you can place your feet parallel. All right, so we're going to do all that fun stuff on the other side. So starting with the knee lift, counting 4, 6, and 4. We're not symmetrical. One side is always better than the other. So you'll find out which side is your better side. So bringing that left knee up, bringing it up, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, take it down, 2, 3, and 4. And again, bring it up, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, take it down, 2, 3, and 4. 2 more times, halfway there with this one. Bring it up, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, take it down, 2, 3, 4, 1 last time, bring it up, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, take it down, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we made it. That's the hardest one. We got that one out of the way. right, so now you can take that left foot, putting it in front of the right, going on to our tightrope. Little gap between the toes and the heel, just so that you don't catch one foot on the other. Chair nearby if you need it. Rock yourself forward a little bit, lift up the weight off the back heel, lift up that back heel. And then slightly take it back, lifting the front toes. Again, back heel comes up. Lifting the front toes. 2 more. Lift the back heel, rock it forward. Rock it back. 1 more. Rock it forward. Rock it back. And lower the toes, stay on your tightrope. Now we're going to add that next level of intensity by picking up the foot, left foot, putting it behind the right. And again, placing it back in front. Putting it behind. And in front. Last 2, take it behind. And in front. 1 more. Take it behind. And in front. And stay on your tightrope. We're going to tap 6 times. Think of the placement of the numbers on a clock to get that foot behind. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bringing it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And feet are parallel. All right, good job with that. So we are going to add a little bit of more balance. So you're going to place balance and a little more movement. You're going to place your right foot in slightly in front of the left. Your feet are still parallel. They're not on the tightrope. So you're starting out with the feet parallel. Just move that right foot a little bit ahead of the left. And now you're just going to situate your weight a little bit on that back leg a little bit. You're just going to be lifting and lowering this leg. But at the same time as we lift and lower, you're going to lift the arms up and down. Now, only lift as high as good for you. We're going to go for 5. And on the last one, we're just going to try holding it there. So slowly lift the leg, lift the arms. If you have to hold on with one arm, do so. So bringing that leg up, you don't have to lift it too high, and then take it down. And you can bend it. Bend at the knee if it's easier. For 2, and take it down. And 3, and down. 2 more, taking it for 4, and down. Guess we're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it down. Same leg out to the side. The arms are going to go in the same direction as the leg. So same exact drill, lifting the leg, lifting the arms, no higher than shoulder height or lower, whatever's good for you. So lift that right leg up for 1, taking it down, and 2. So your goal is to practice not having your body wobble side to side. And here's number 4. And down, last one up, we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it down. Now, by wobbling side to side, try to avoid doing this. I'm exaggerating, but you want to try to keep your body as still as possible. So one more direction, we're just going to take that leg and just place it behind you. So the hands are going to go up. Now I'm turning sideways so you can see when you lift the leg, it's just almost just squeeze the glutes a little bit. Don't lift too high. I don't want you to feel anything in your lower back. I don't want you to do anything like this. So even if if lifting the leg causes anything in the back, just kind of lift your toe up and down a little bit, or just do the arms and don't do the legs. So there's many options you have if that position's not good for you. Again, remember, lower back, you should not feel it in the lower back. All right, so we're going to slightly press and lift for 1, taking it down, and 2, more like a big squeeze, and 3, and 4, holding it on 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take it down. All right. So we have another leg. So the same thing on the other leg, you're gonna lift and bring the arms up. Nothing changes. So bringing that left foot forward a little bit. And you can feel free to just have a loose bend in the knee. You don't have to come up like, crazy bend. So here we go, arms and legs, bringing it up for 1, taking it down, and 2, that's good, and 3, taking it for 4, holding it on 5, bringing it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, taking it down. Leg comes out to the side. Then try your best to lift the leg up without letting the body go. So here we go, taking it up for 1, taking it down, and 2, take it for 3, and 4, hold it for 5 here, that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, taking it down. Leg comes to the back. Again, reminder, lower back, we don't want to feel it there. So lift the hand, squeeze the glute and relax. And squeeze for 2, even just squeezing the muscles in the back of the leg. And 3. And 4. Holding it on 5 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it down. All right, good job with that. So we're going to stretch out a little bit of the front of the leg into the hip flexors. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see. We've done this before. So you're going to be taking that right leg and just placing it behind you, getting that nice stretch there. Almost push the hip forward without leaning into the lower back. So you want to just lengthen the muscle. This might be enough of a stretch for you, especially if you're not used to stretching and you're very tight. But if you are more flexible and you don't have knee issues and you know you can slightly bend that right knee down a little bit, keeping the rest of the body nice and straight, you're going to feel that little bit of a pulling. Mild tension is good, pain is not. So you're just holding the position where you're feeling that little bit of a stretch. And then straighten out both legs if your legs are bent. Lower your heel to the ground, feeling the stretch in the calf, because we did work them by doing our balance. So I'm going to keep my upper body nice and flat as I fold at the hips, and I'm going to feel the stretch in the back of that front leg. So I'm just leaning forward, keeping both legs as straight as I can, feeling that little bit of a stretch in the back of my front leg, back of that left leg. And slowly coming back up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Ideally, we should be holding our stretches 15 to 60 seconds, depending on whether you're stretching after an exercise session, which would be a little bit less, or if you're stretching to increase your flexibility, you would hold 30 to 60 seconds. All right, so we're going to take that left leg, taking it behind, or whatever. If you started on the other leg, just make sure it's the opposite leg. You're just pushing your hip forward, feeling the stretch in the front of the thigh into the hip flexors. And if you're okay with slightly bending, bend that left knee down a little bit, feel that stretch, pushing the hip forward, making sure you're not feeling anything that is not good for you. You know your body, you know a good pain versus a bad pain. And then you're going to straighten out both legs, lower the back heel, feel the stretch in the calf. Then you're going to keep your upper body as flat as you can and fold the body in half, fold at the hips, and you're going to start feeling the stretch in the back of your front leg. And then slowly bring yourself up. Okay, so if you ever have any trouble with any particular stretch, please, after class, ask me, say, when I did this, I felt that, and I'm not really sure if I'm doing it right. You know, don't hesitate, always ask. So we're going to do 1 or 2 more things standing, and then we're going to have a seat. So we're going to bring our arms all the way up overhead. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, as you bring the arms down, you're kind of reaching to the ground, open up the chest. And if you can, clasp the hands behind your back. If that's not good for you, stay in this position. So I'm just interlacing my fingers, reaching down, opening up the chest even more. Always go into a new stretch very slowly. That way, if it's not going to agree with you, you can stop before you do anything that you shouldn't be doing. And then just release the hands. So we're going to take it with the right arm. You're going to reach it up towards the sky as the left hand slides down the leg. If you need the use of a chair so that you don't fall. Again, safety always comes first. We're getting a nice stretch all the way down the right side of the body. Again, you just go as far as good for you. Slowly bringing that arm down. We're going to take it to the other side. So now that left arm comes up. Reach up as high as you can first. Then take it over, sliding the other hand down the leg, getting that nice stretch all the way down the side. And slowly coming back. We're going one more on each side. Slow motion, slowly bring it up. Reach to your level first, taking it over. And if arms are a problem, you can just do the body. That works as well. And slowly bring it back. Other arm comes all the way up first, and then reach it over. Imagine you're touching the ceiling, and now you're touching the wall. And slowly come all the way back up, and bringing that arm down. Right, so we're going to have a seat. Now also some feedback, just I'm going to putting this out there. If you find that a whole section of standing for that amount of time is too much, and you prefer that I do a few standing and then do a few seated and standing and seated, I can also arrange it that way too. It's not a problem. So give me feedback. The feedback always helps me create and design the class that is best for the people that are in front of me. It's not a cookie cutter. I don't do the same thing for every class that I teach. I look at who's in front of me and what their needs are. So definitely the feedback is always very, very helpful. So we're going to sit a little bit close on the seat so that your feet are flat on the floor. I mean short, so if I'm up here in the back of my seat, my feet just dangle like that. So I'm sitting forward, and these chairs do have a little bit of a rounded edge, so be careful with that as well. So in this position, I am just going to lift my heels up all the way, squeeze the calves, and then slowly come down. And again, lifting the heels all the way up and taking it down. We are going to be adding some arm movements to it, all the way up and down. Two more, taking it all the way up and down. One more, all the way up and down. So as my heels come up, I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides. So now whether you go out to the sides or up or even down is up to you. If none of those movements are good, then do anything else, even if you're just lifting your arms forward and down or to the sides and down. So you don't have to do what I'm doing. So we're going to place our hands, elbows into the sides. As we lift the heels, bring your arms in whatever direction is good for you. Lift the heels, nice deep inhale, reach. Exhale, bring them into the sides. Perfect. And inhale, bring it up. And exhale, taking it down. Inhale up for 3. And down. 2 more. Inhale for 4. And bring them down. 1 more. Inhale for 5. And bring them all the way down. So we are going to take it to a little more leg stretches. You're going to bring your right leg out with the heel down on the floor, your toes up towards the ceiling. The leg is going to be as straight as you can. I'm going to turn a little sideways. It's a little safer this way. I can't rock forward. All right, so my heels down, toes are up. I'm going to keep my body as flat as I can, aiming my chest towards the top of the thigh. What I don't want you to do is put any pressure on that knee joint. You don't want to, we put enough pressure on our joints. We don't need to add to it. So you're going to lean forward, getting a stretch in the back of the leg, reaching towards your toes. Those of you who are more flexible, who can reach past the toes, this is as far as I'm going to go. So again, if you can go farther, go farther. And slowly bringing yourself back up. So while you're in the up position, see if you can straighten out your foot, tap towards the floor, and then bring it back up. So even if you have to rock back, body back a little bit, straighten out and bring it back up. We'll go for one more, just straighten it out and bring it back up. So we're going to take that leg that we just stretched a little bit, couple of places that you can cross over. You can either cross at the ankle. We're opening up the hip. So again, be mindful if you've had hip surgery, and do whatever your physical therapist or doctor has told you you can and can't do. So we're just opening up the hip. If you are even more flexible and you can take that foot on top of your thigh, so place it either at the ankle or at the thigh, do what is best for you. If you have no major hip issues and you can open up at the hip, press down in that inner thigh, feel that stretch, be mindful of what you're feeling. So this is called a figure 4 stretch, because if you look down, it looks like a backwards upside down 4. So now you can release the tension on that leg and you're just going to lean forward. Whether you lean forward a lot or a little is totally up to you. Now you want to keep your back flat. You don't want to round it. So we're keeping it flat, aiming the chest towards the shin bone. And slowly bringing it up. So that stretch can also be done at the ankles like that. Or you can also just get a stretch with the legs in front of you, just bringing yourself down like that. So it's all good, no matter what we're stretching. All right, so we're going to do, sorry that I kind of interjected as I was bringing other things to mind. Bring your leg either back up there or cross at the ankle. We're going to do a little bit of a torso twist. So even if you're sitting without the leg up, you can still do the torso twist. You're going to take your left hand in the center of that right thigh. And now just turn your shoulders so that you're coming over towards where the knee is, giving a little bit of a torso twist. And taking it back to the center. And we're going to rotate the ankle. So even if your feet are down like this, or hold it up a little bit just so that you can rotate the ankle 5 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse the direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can place that leg down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You are allowed to smile. Smiling is okay. All right. So now take that other leg, bringing it out. Don't put any pressure on the knee. Leaning forward, flat back. And when you are in this position, flat back, try to avoid just bringing the head way up. Once you're in the position and you know where you should be, you don't have to bring your head up. We don't want to strain your neck. Reaching towards the toes, past the toes, whatever is good for you. And slowly bringing yourself up. So you're just going to lower your foot down to the floor, feeling a little bit of a stretch in the front of in the shins, and then bringing it back up, taking it down. So even if you have to rock your body a little bit, so you can bring that foot up one more time, taking it down and bringing it back up. So now we're going to go into our figure 4 stretch. So again, you can keep your legs here if any crossing is not good for you, or cross at the ankle, or bring it up. I'm not even going to say wherever you crossed before, because you may have an injury on one side that you don't have on the other side. So do what you know is okay for you. If you are able to open up your hip without any ill effects, you can place your hand on the thigh and push down, feeling that little bit of tension. Again, never push too hard or fast, so that if you start feeling something is not going right, you can ease up. If you go too fast, you may do something that you shouldn't be doing. And then you can ease up. So now we're going to place that right hand in the center of the left thigh. Use that leg for leverage as you turn your body. And again, be mindful of any spine issues, any twisting. Taking it back to the center, we're going to rotate the ankle and around for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reversing that for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and bringing that down. All right. So whenever you have any issues that are particular to yourself, you should always have a list of questions for your doctor, physical therapist. Main things are, what can I do and what shouldn't I do? What is contraindicated? My brother recently had both of his hips replaced, and you're in danger of popping out, the ball and socket if you do things too fast. So you have to learn what is good for you, but it's your responsibility to know what you should and shouldn't do regarding your body. So we're going to take it into a fairly wide stance, again, as wide as is safe for you. Placing my hands in my inner thighs and flat back again, just leaning forward a little bit, feeling that wonderful stretch in the hip flexor area. And now to come back again, if it's safe for you, you're going to tuck your chin, curl your back, and then just bring yourself up, almost like a yoga cat-cow. And we're just going to press into that left thigh a little bit more. I'm going to lower a little bit and slightly rotate so that my left shoulder is going down towards the floor. By doing that, you're pressing a little bit more on that inner thigh. Not even intentionally, it's just because you're turning your body that way. And now slowly coming back to the center. Now you're going to drop that right shoulder towards the floor as you're just taking it down, feeling that wonderful stretch. And bringing yourself all the way back up. We're going to do a little bit of a side stretch, kind of stealing a little bit from yoga here, bringing the arms out to the side. And we're going to lean to the right, placing that right forearm or right hand on the thigh as you're looking up towards the sky. If you are more flexible and you're secure on your chair, you can also take that right hand and either reach it behind the leg, which is a little easier, or in front of the leg, which is a little harder. And then to help yourself up, if you need it, you can place your hand on the thigh and bring yourself back up. And we're going to take a little bit of a twist to the right. Reaching your arms in the opposite direction if you can. And taking it back to the center. And now the same thing on the other side. So we're going to lean to the left. You can start by placing your hand or forearm on the thigh, reaching up, looking up, and placing that left hand either before and back of the leg or in front of the leg, or just leaving it where it is. And slowly coming back up. And taking that little bit of a twist. Again, imagine somebody's pulling your right hand one way and the left hand the other. And slowly coming back to the center and dropping the hands down. Now, a safe way to get your legs back together, they call heel toeing it. So you're just going to kind of let the heels and toes creep towards each other, bringing your legs back to center. So we're going to do a little bit of upper body. So we started a little bit when we were standing of just that neck release. We're going to do a little bit similar. So you're going to just Keep your chin level, shoulders stay level, look all the way over that right shoulder. And then you're just gonna drop your chin, tap like you're tapping your collarbone. And then bring your chin back up. And then bring it to the center. So no, we're not rolling it like we did before, a little bit of a variation. So now look all the way over that left shoulder. Drop your chin like you want to tap that collarbone. Lift the chin back up and taking to the center. So we're going to bring both arms down to the ground like the letter A. And you're just going to lower that left ear to the left shoulder. So all the way to the other side, feeling that little bit of tension, taking the right ear to the right shoulder. And again, left ear, left shoulder. Right ear, right shoulder. And bringing the head up, relaxing the arms. So we are going to do a little bit deeper neck stretches. You don't have to go deep with the stretches. Again, especially if you have any neck or spine issues, you can just lower the right ear to the right shoulder and you could just stay here. That's level 1. Level 2 is adding on to it. I like layering things in intensity. You can take the right fingertips at that left temple, only if that's good for you, adding a tiny bit of pressure. To make it even more intense, you can take the left fingers down towards the floor. And the last bit would be taking that left hand behind your back. So you stop at whatever level is the safest and best for you. And then releasing the arm from behind your back. Release the hand at the head. If you need assistance, some people may, you might want to just bring your head back up with the assistance of your hand. So the same thing on the other side. You're going to, level 1 is just gently lowering the ear towards the shoulder. And that is where you can stay. That might be enough for you. Level 2 is taking the left fingertips at that right temple, a little bit of pressure. Level 3 would be lowering the right fingertips towards the floor. The arm is away from the body. Level 4 would be the arm behind the back. So again, stay where it is good for you. And then releasing the arm that's behind the back, releasing the arm that's at the head. If you need assistance, just bringing that head up, then use that. Right, so we're going to do a little bit of wrist stretches. Mindful if you've had wrist surgery, bringing your hand out like you're saying stop. The left hand is going to gently just pull the fingers back a little bit, feeling the stretch in the hand, in the wrist, and the forearm. This may be where you might stay. If you want a deeper stretch and you know it's okay for you, then flip the palm up and gently bring the fingers down. It's a deeper stretch. If that's not good for you, go back to the other one. And then just releasing that hand. Let your hand just flop where it may. Very, very gentle in a tiny bit, not anywhere near the stretch that we just did. And then releasing that hand. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Left hand, like you're saying, stop. The right hand gently pulls the fingers back. Feeling that stretch. You could stay here. Deeper stretch. Flip the palm up. Bring the fingers down. If it's too much, go back to the prior stretch. And then easing up, let your hand just flop where it may. Super gentle, just a little bit of a counter stretch. And then releasing that hand. So I want you to make a nice tight fist, as tight as safe for you. And then you're just going to let your hands explode with wide fingers. And then come back in, make that nice tight fist. And explode one more time, nice tight fist, and explode, and taking the hands down. So we're gonna do a little bit of a shoulder stretch, be mindful. The right arm comes out to the side, chest height. Slowly bring that hand in towards the center, the left hand palm up. Just reach for the forearm and then just gently bring it across your body to where you feel a little bit of a mild stretch, nothing too crazy. There are different variations of this stretch. I'm going to just show you another one that you may have seen where somebody would actually put their arm like this and bring it over. So it's not wrong. I'm just taking it a little bit easier. Then you can also take that right hand out in front like you're reaching, get that stretch, and then help the fingers up towards the ceiling. Bend and try to reach for your shoulder as you're pushing that arm up. Make sure you're not straining your neck. If you're even more flexible, the arm can come up and over. If you're struggling to get there, then that's not the stretch for you. Then keep it here. Taking it into that slight side bend. And bring yourself all the way up, bring the arm down. And now taking it to the other side, bringing that left arm out to the side. Bring it into the center, right hand palm up. Just reach for the forearm and just gently guide the arm in, keeping the shoulder down, trying not to bring your shoulder way up here. Only go to the stretch where it still feels good. Little tension is okay. Then bring the arm out front, reach, reach, reach. And then up towards the ceiling. Bending, reaching towards your shoulder. Pressing it back if you can. We're stretching out the back of the arm, the triceps. Those of you who want to take it to the next level, it's up and over. But again, if you have trouble even getting there, then you're not benefiting from the stretch. Stay here, it's better for you. And with that slight bend and bringing the arms down. So we're going to bring our arms up with a nice big inhale. You're going to reach your fingertips towards your both shoulders. If that's not good for you, then just bring them down to the ground. And we're going to do that again, just reaching up towards the sky. Bending as you tap your shoulders. And the elbows come all the way down. So one last thing, seated, and then we're going to take it to a little bit of mat stretches. So you're going to lift your shoulders all the way up, pretending you're touching your ears, and then take them all the way down, reach the fingers as if you could touch the floor. And again, lift the shoulders up and fingers down. One more time with a nice deep inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. And exhale down. And then just breathe normally. So we're going to take it down on our mats. You're going to be on your back. You're going to be reaching your hands and feet towards the opposite direction as best you can. Or if reaching the arms up overhead on the mat is not good for you, reach down towards your feet. Now a strap or a rope or a belt makes it a little easier. So take it down on your mat, extend your hands and feet to the opposite sides of your room. Imagine somebody's taken hold of your wrists and your ankles, and they're gently pulling you in the opposite direction. Nice deep inhale through your nose. And exhale. One more time, nice deep inhale. And exhale. And then just breathe normally. And just for a couple of seconds, picture yourself in your favorite place in the whole world, wherever that might be for you. And then just feel your body melt right down into your mat. And now you're gonna slowly bring your right knee in towards your chest, reaching your hand behind the back of the thigh, hugging that knee in. Feeling that lower back release. We're gonna go for 3 extensions. So slowly extend that leg out long. And bend. And again, straighten it out. And bend. You can also bring your heel out like we did earlier if you're staying on your chair. And extend. And bend. And then just rotate your ankle 3 times for 1, 2, 3. Reverse that rotation for 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to take that left hand on the outside of the right leg and slowly just bring that right leg over towards the left. You don't have to go very far. We're just stretching a little bit of the outer leg. Those of you who are more flexible and get the knee all the way down to the floor, go right ahead as long as you're not straining anything. And then you can bring that right arm out to the side, turning your head, looking towards the right hand. If you're able to, slide the arm away from your body, closer to your head. You're opening up the chest area. And then slide it all the way back. Bringing that knee back to the center again. And the safest way to lower that down is to take that right heel, bring it closer to your backside, and then just lower the foot to the mat, slide the leg out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So slowly bring your left knee in towards your chest, hands behind the thigh, hugging it all the way in. Going to our 3 extensions all the way up. First one's always the hardest, and bend. And again, straighten. And bend one more time. Straighten. And bend. You're going to rotate your ankle 3 times. That's 1, 2, 3. Reverse for 1, 2, 3. And now you're going to place the right hand on the outside of the left leg. You're going to bring that left leg over to the side just to get a little stretch in the outer part of the leg. Opening up the chest by sliding your left arm away from your body. Arm coming closer to the head if you can. And slowly bring the arm back, slowly bring that leg back. And if you can, you're going to bring your right knee in to join the left. Nice wide elbows. Now, if you have a spine issue and rocking side to side might irritate your spine, then just stay in a comfortable position. If you have no issues and you can rock side to side, and if it feels good for you, then do so. Just a couple of times. And you're going to bring yourself to a stop in the center. And now you're going to lower that left foot down to the mat. Keep that leg bent. If you have your strap handy, you can place it underneath the bottom of your foot and extend that leg out on an angle. You want to try to get your leg as straight as you possibly can and bring the bottom of the foot up towards the ceiling. Or you can, if you're seated, bring your heel down, toe up, and lean towards your leg. For a deeper stretch, if you're able to, you can also try sliding that left leg out straight on the mat if you know it's safe for you. Otherwise, keep it bent. Then I'm going to place both pieces of my strap in my right hand, and I'm extending that left arm out to the side, looking left. As I open up the leg out to the side, getting an inner thigh stretch. Making sure that the hip is not coming up off of the mat. And then slowly bringing that right foot back up, switching hands with the rope. Extending that right arm out, looking right as the leg is going over. And coming all the way back up. So keep that leg where it is. You're gonna bring the other foot in next to it. We're just switching out the legs. Bringing your foot up towards the ceiling, getting a deeper stretch. Extending that right leg out straight on the mat if you're able to do that without feeling any lower back issues. And you're going to place both pieces of your strap now in the left hand. Extend the right arm out to the right, looking right as your leg comes out to the left. Just opening up that hip. And then slowly coming all the way up, switching hands with the rope over to the side, looking towards that left hand. And slowly bringing that leg all the way back up. And removing the strap. We're going to take ourselves up to a standing position. So come up in a way that you know is safe for you. So make sure that you're coming all the way up. Bringing my heels a little closer together. My toes are out, so my feet kind of look like a little V. Palms are forward. So we're going to inhale and the palms are going to face each other overhead. If overhead isn't good, you can just bring your palms like this. So inhale as the palms come way up. Exhale as you drop the elbows down, palms face forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, taking it all the way down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. One more time, inhale up. This time the palms are going to touch so they can touch in front of your chest if coming up is a problem. And now just bringing the hands center of the chest, breathing normally now. So now you're going to just flip your fingertips towards me, stretching out the wrists a little bit more. And then you're going to bring the fingers up and over towards yourself. A little more awkward. And again, bring them up and over towards me. Up and over towards yourself. Dropping the hands down. So we're going to be inhaling. This is going to be our final movement. When we inhale, we're going to lift the arms and lift the heels. Lifting the heels are optional if you're not steady. So inhale up, lift the heels, lift the hands, the eyes look up to the sky without moving the head. Exhale, press everything down, hands down, heels down, eyes down. One last time, inhale up, everything comes up. Exhale down, and everything comes down. I want to thank all of you for joining me today. It's a pleasure to see you. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Those celebrating any holidays this weekend, happy holidays to you. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks,